not a lot of people know this. You can't be inspired by someone without recognizing the trait that you are inspired by in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible to look at someone like, who are you inspired by? I'll ask you that question. Who inspires you?
I don't have a specific person, but just people who like I inspire people inspire. I'm inspired by people who just build themselves.
Yeah.
From what?
Do you know why? Because you can see that in
Yeah.
yourself.
That's what makes
That's why
sense
it's inspiring to you.
Because I'm heavily ambitious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to do so many things.
Yeah.
But I realize that okay, I might not be able to do that, and that's fine.
Not right now.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You can see it in you.
That's
Otherwise,
what I'm
you
doing.
wouldn't be inspired by it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing all of this, and never ever thought I'd be here. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned, we were going to podcast, and I was like, oh wow, I did not see that go in that direction. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the point I'm getting across is to anyone listening, if there's something that inspires you,
Yeah.
that means you can already do it.
Yeah.
Because you would not be inspired by it if you couldn't recognize that trait in that individual anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like loads of people
Definitely.
I'm inspired by, they've all come from, in my opinion, people who are knocked down and got back up again. Like saying building themselves
Yeah.
up. I think the most inspirational trait that I've seen is people who've been through adversity
Mm-hmm.
and they've come out the other side a winner.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
I'm so inspired by that. That's what I see every day inside of my coaching program. I've been with. I will be getting more guests on this podcast, and I'm sure people will hear the stories because I could write a book about the 3 years that I've done inside Limitless Training. The people I've worked with, close to 1,000 people. The stories I've heard. The
Yeah.
people who've pulled themselves out of suicide, who've pulled themselves out of the darkness of depression, who've overcome anxiety, who've dropped like 100 pounds. It's like, it's unbelievable. Totally changed their life. It's unbelievable. And I've got all this knowledge and this inspiration that I've witnessed and that I've created myself, and I've witnessed it in others. And I've almost give people some inspiration, that I've took the inspiration from them. It's like this energy transfer. Like I'm just creating this positive vibe, this frequency, in the hope that other people can recognize that in me and do it themselves. And
Yeah.
they'll transfer that back to me. It's like this perfect transition of energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm creating a business, a system, a program that helps people become inspired. And then in return of that, they inspire me to be a better version of me. It's so fucking beautiful. It really is
Yeah.
beautiful. And that's what gets me up every morning out of bed thinking, let's fucking go. You know, and I have struggled with depression and things. And all depression is when the expectations about how your life should be are up here and your reality's down here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're expecting things to work out and they don't. Something happens, you're like, oh my God, I don't deserve this. That's what depression is, disempowerment.
Yeah.
Expectations and realities are totally off. And depression lives there. So there's been times in my life where things have just went wrong, or things haven't worked out the way I thought, and I took it to heart. I took it personally,
Yeah.
and it depressed us, and I created anxiety and panic attacks. But that's why I think I'm inspired by people who pull themselves out of adversity, because I remember how scary that was.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 or 5 years ago, I was a different person. 3 years ago, I was a different person. You know, and for me to put all that shit behind us and think, right, how can I create something special from that? How can I change that negative energy into positive energy? How can I teach other people how to do it? That inspires the shit out of me, and everyone else who I'm inspired by is like what you said, like people who've got ambition, people who
Yeah.
are willing to build something. There's something so inspirational about someone who built something from nothing and
Yeah.
created this amazing thing.
That's why it's so inspirational.
Yeah.
It's just like you've literally been told that you can't do it, and you've done it. You know what I mean? Like it's absolutely crazy. Like you can come from any background, wherever it may be.
I truly believe that.
You know what I mean?
totally
I
believe
believe like even those war-torn countries, you know what I mean? Get out of there, you can be whatever you want to be. It doesn't matter how, like, I don't even see it as class, but
Yeah.
in terms of, unfortunately, that's what the world sees it as class. If you're all the way at the bottom, you can make it all the way at the top.
Yeah.
Like it's not impossible at all. It's only impossible when you talk about, oh, I want to fly right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were saying before,
Yeah.
like humans can't physically fly. That's impossible. Humans can build something to make them fly. That is possible,
Yeah.
and we've done it.
But what can you build, innit? What can you
Yeah,
build?
exactly.
Humans are creators.